Good morning. My name is Juan David Molina Santos from the 10-3 course and I am with my partner Juan Esteban Osorio.
Good morning, my name is Juan Esteban Osorio and this time we are going to expose about the god Chronos, or also called Saturn.
To know the complete story, we are going to start with the Greek mythology. It originates, according to history, for a descendant from Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the air. This join give the being of one of the Titans. Chronos had a lot of resentment with Uranus because they were held by the womb of his mother and did not allow to see the light. So, with the help of Gaia, Chronos ambushed Uranus and cut off his genitals. Then he became the god of the Titans and began to reign with his sister Rhea, with which he would marry and have children. This time is called as the Golden Age, since there were no laws or rules. The right things was done and there was no immorality.
Chronos is also presented with his sickle, with which he cut the testicles of his Uranus father. Chronos knew that his mother Rhea was also destined to be overthrown by one of his children. So it seemed to him that the most ideal things would be to eat the children he had with Rhea just when they were born. This he did with him 5 children: Demeter, Hera, Hades, Hestia, and Poseidon. So it was until Rhea, the earth, convinced Rhea to deceive him so that his son was not consumed. So he deceived him, and Chronos, instead of swallowing his son, he would swallow a rock. This is how his son Zeus would come out unharmed from being eaten.
There are different versions of how Zeus survived in the cave, since a god take care of him until were nymphs, or even his grandmother Gaia. The truth is that Zeus gave Chronos a poison, and he was forced to vomit the other gods. Then the gods helped Icantonchires and the Cyclops, two deities of Tartarus, who created divine weapons as the lightning of Zeus, the helmet of Hades, and the trident of Poseidon. And then the war called as Titanomachia started. The Titanomachia was a war unleashed between gods with the divine weapons, led principally by Zeus, and by the Titans, led mainly by Chronos, where after an arduous and difficult fight, Chronos succumbed to his son Zeus. In some versions, it is said that Chronos were jailed in the Tartarus, along with the other Titans, and guarded forever by Hades. In other versions, it said that Zeus let him out and had control from the island from the Blesses. In another version, it is said that he kingdom about Italy, Silicon, and North Africa, among other versions that tell how their fate was. Will the Greek be with Chronos as a cruel and tempestuous force of chaos and disorder, believing that the Olympian gods had brought a time of peace and order for restoring power from the rude and malicious Titans? Romans adopted a more positive and innocuous view of his deity, and recasting it with its indigenous god Saturn.
Consequently, while the Greeks considered Chronos a mere intermediate stage between Uranus and Zeus, It was a much more important aspect of romance, mythology, and religion. Saturnalia was a festival celebrated in his honor, and there was at least one temple dedicated to him already in the ancient Roman monarchy. His association with the Golden Age ended up making him the god of human time, that is, calendars, seasons, and harvests. Thought not to be confused with Chronos, the unrelated personification of time in general, as often happened among Alexandrian researchers and during the Renaissance. As a result of the importance of Chronos to the Greeks, its Romance variant Saturn has had a great influence to Western culture. The seventh day of the Judeo-Christian week was called in Latin Dies Saturnin, Day of the Saturn, which is the sources of the name of this day in languages such as English, Saturday. In astronomy, the planet Saturn receives its name from the Roman god, being the outermost of celestial objects visible without help.
Chronos is also referred in too many novels, games, stories, books, adaptations, and legends as a way of referring as time as much. Inclusive, in our actual vocabulary, there are many words that have an origin in this god, like chronometer, chronobiology, chronoscale, chronology, chronography, among other things.
And well, colleagues, that is all we have to present to you for today. Thank you very much for your attention, and we hope that you have liked the exposition. Thank you very much.